Hey guys, what's good? Today's video is on the RZ67, and I know I teased this quite a few times on my channel, and I've got to use it this past month, and I just wanted to share my first initial impressions, my first thoughts, and why I chose this camera in the first place. Now, before I get started, if you're new here, you probably found me in your suggested list or your YouTube search results or your homepage. Just want to let you guys know that I'm not the most technical dude when it comes to cameras. You're not going to find it in this channel. I know there are a lot of other people, a lot of other folks who talk about the most details on these cameras, but just want to let you guys know that you're not going to find it here. And I just want to give you guys some thoughts about that as well. And I think you don't need to know every detail or how to use a camera, technical detail about how to use a camera. You can go into film photography, you can go into digital photography, and you can just go out there and create. You don't need to know 100% of this camera. And of course, my first initial shoots with this camera, I did not know 100% of this camera. And still today, I don't know every little thing about this camera. I'm just out there shooting the work that I want to create. So forget all the John McDiggly poo-poos who go behind the keyboard and talk all that trash and gatekeep or say that, oh, these folks don't know what they're talking about, this noob and blah blah blah. Forget those dudes, because you don't need to know everything. Just go out there and be happy with the work that you create. Go out there and explore, because these are just tools. Like, come on, man. Forget all those people who talk all that trash. Just go out there and create, and that's what's important. And that's mostly what I do on this channel, is show you guys that I can create stuff even without knowing every little detail about this camera. Okay, that was kind of a wild start for a video, but thank you guys so much for listening. If you vibe with that, then thank you guys so much. And if you don't, then too bad. So let's talk about the camera real quick. I just want to go over some things about my first impressions on this camera. What I have with this lens, with this camera, is the 110 lens, and I borrowed this lens from my friend Han. Thank you so much if you're watching this video. If you don't know who she is, she co-curates Restore from Backup. She's also an amazing photographer. And with the 110 lens, this lens is what everyone says is the best lens for the RZ67. It is an amazing lens. After shooting a couple street stuff and portrait shoots, I can say that I'm just amazed of what it can do, and it's a very well-rounded lens. There's so much work for me to do, for me to explore with this lens, so I'll be holding on to this for a while until Han asks for this lens back. But I'm so grateful for her for letting me borrow this lens. And the other thing that I have on this camera is the grid viewfinder, if you guys can see that on the camera. Yeah. The other thing I did do with this camera is also attach a tripod, tabletop tripod from my gimbal. So I've used this thing right here. Shout out to the guy on YouTube who talked about putting a handle below the RZ67. This is actually useful. So if you're out there wanting to hold a camera just like this is actually useful to be holding around your camera like this. But if you want to be extra careful, you can hold it like a football. But this is cool. I also have this Amazon side grip right here that I could put, and I've used this before too, and it's quite useful to hold on while shooting, but I won't attach it on for this video, but that's actually useful. So if you're looking for a side grip, it is only $9 to $10 on Amazon. And the first shoot that I did with this camera came out perfect. I worked with a model slash actor, and he paid me to do a video, and I also asked him if he can do a shoot as well, and I told him that I was going to shoot it on film, and he agreed to that, and he paid extra for it. And out of that shoot, we shot in San Francisco, and it was a bright sunny day, and I was impressed with most of the photos, at least, and the other ones were quite okay, but the composition were off for some of them. But I'm glad that the person that I worked with was happy with the photos that I took of him. And another thing about this camera, so I bought it from Japan, and there was also light leaks coming out of the cameras, my photos. And what I did is replace the seals from the film back. I replaced all the light seals, at least most of it, and after that there was no more light leaks on my photos. And the thing is, that was also my first time replacing the light seals on a camera. So my final thoughts about this camera: I think it's a fun camera to use. It's fun looking through the waist level viewfinder, and it just adds to the whole experience of learning something new through photography and just renewing your way of shooting things. So it's just fun to be able to try something new and just keep the creative flow going. So that's what it's giving me by using this camera. And I've also got another kit that Vincent's holding, so I can't wait for him to ship that over, and I can't wait to try it. So yeah, that's my initial thoughts on the RZ67. I know it's kind of vague, but I hope that the photos do show that there is going to be more awesome work coming from the work that I do with portraiture and in fashion. So stay tuned for that. And if you stuck around for this long on this video, I feel like I was just dragging, but if you're still listening, thank you guys so much. And if you're new here, thank you guys for subscribing. And there's more videos to come and more stuff to come from this camera. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Bye.